The Liberty got off to a hot start to kick the season off with a franchise best 9-0 start, but since then they have completely cooled down over the past 2.5 weeks. So let's talk some hoops. Maddie Kenney, our Liberty beat writer for the Post, is on to break down what's going on with the defending champs. So Maddie, what's going on? Thanks for hopping on with us. Let's get straight into this because the people need answers. They've dropped 5 of their past 7 games. Natasha Cloud said that the people, the doubters, need to take a chill pill so it doesn't look like there's any panic kind of going on in the locker room. But do we need to take a chill pill though, Maddie? Or is something really going on with this team right now?
I feel like we're at an inflection point right now where, you can understand losing 5 of the last 7 just given the circumstances. The fact that they were down not only Leonie Fibic, who was overseas playing Eurobasket, but they were also without Jonquel Jones. Sabrina had that kink in her neck where she wasn't able to move side to side fully and didn't have her full range of motion in her neck. And so I think that a lot of those factors maybe played into this like snowball effect. Also, when you look at the way that they played hard offensively overall they were good. Defensively is where you saw the biggest lapses or the biggest issues. But when you think about the impact that Fibic and Jonquel Jones have on that end of the floor, I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of sense when you're missing 2 of the most important people in your defensive schemes that you're going to see sliding on that side of the floor. So I think right now they deserve the benefit of the doubt given the circumstances, the championship caliber, all of that. But we are hitting a point where if they do not figure it out soon during this homestand, then it's time to start sounding the alarms.
All right, well, since you broke it down like that, I'll be sure to take my chill pill when I take my meds later. But you did mention Sabrina. She hasn't scored 20 points or more in her last 4 games. She's a walking 20 on the bad day. How do they get her going again?
Yeah, I think, when I talked to her after the Golden State win, and she said that that kind of impacted her ability to like really get out and transition. Because when you can't turn your head, you can't see, like you're just looking based off of your peripheral and stuff like that. So that kind of led to some of her issues, and also it messes with your shot form. She didn't have such a fluid stroke and stuff like that, and so I think that the she was slowly getting better as the road trip went along. I think a few nights in her own bed will do her well and not being crammed on a plane. And she said yesterday she feels good. So I think it's just a matter of time, maybe even tonight against LA, that we kind of see this like Sabrina getting back to Sabrina and the reason why she was named an all-star this season.
Well, you mentioned they play LA tonight. Is this the game that the Liberty, I guess, get their mojo back?
I think so. You're home again. You have Leo back. It just kind of seems like this is a time to really set the tone for this 8-game homestand and make a point that, yeah, we know we lost 5 of the last 7. That's not great. That's not ideal. But with Leo back in the fold and everything, I think that this is where we start to see them turn back on the Jets and kind of push forward and show that they are a championship caliber team.
Before I let you go, Jonquel Jones said that she feels like she was snubbed out of a spot in the All-Star game. She's only played in 9 games this season. She balled in all 9 of them, but it's still only 9 games. Was she snubbed?
It's so tough to talk about these things because when you look at her sample size, 100% she should be an all-star starter. But when you take into consideration that she's only played 9 games, she's projected to be out until around the all-star break. I understand why she was left off certain ballots or why maybe she didn't get those all-star votes. And I think she also understands too, when you do have an injury and stuff like that and you're not able to play and be on the court and be available to help your team, you do uh, lose an opportunity to be an all-star. So I think she's just upset about the situation. I don't think she's necessarily upset about the voters. And she has her fingers crossed about the reserves that come out in 3 days. Maybe she'll get in that way, but the current circumstance doesn't really help her situation.
All right, Maddie, thanks for hopping on with us. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.